A sad update has been found out regarding the 3 Chiefs fans found dead in a backyard in the Kansas City area. But before I get there, I want to make it clear that the investigation is still ongoing and to think of the word alleged and allegedly when I'm sharing about this situation. With that being said, the weekend of the Chiefs and Chargers game back on January 7th, a crazy story surfaced when 3 Chiefs fans were found frozen to death in the backyard of their friend's house in Kansas City 2 days after the game. And from what reports are saying, 4 friends gathered at another friend's house to watch the game, and 3 of those 4 never made it home. The 5th guy there said when he left that night around 11 p.m., all 4 guys were still there and watching TV. Well, a couple days later, one of their fiancés went looking for him because he never came home, breaking into that house, and that's when the bodies were found, with all 3 of them being frozen in the backyard. The guy who rented the house, Jordan Willis, reportedly had no idea his friends were dead outside, saying he had no knowledge of that and was, quote, asleep on the couch for 2 days. His lawyer said the last memory he had is of his friends leaving out the front door and didn't know what happened until the police came Tuesday night to his house. Casey investigators then said there's no foul play, and a Casey police captain said this case is 100% not being investigated as a homicide. And since this happened, Jordan recently moved out of that place and checked into a rehab, calling the deaths of his friends an enormous wake-up call. Another said he was basically depressed about all this that went down. So, of course, everyone has been wondering what the heck happened, because you don't normally just go to a Chiefs watch party and end up dead in the backyard. Well, early toxicology reports have recently allegedly discovered cocaine, fentanyl, and THC in the preliminary results. This is per the source of an anonymous family member, with a second family source confirming the same details. This was also reported to Fox 4 News, with an article by them saying, despite getting the toxicology report back, it's unclear when police will receive the autopsies from the medical examiner's office to determine the cause of death. That could take several more weeks. So basically, they are working to determine whether these guys died of an overdose or hypothermia. But either way you look at it, this is a tragic situation, guys. All 3 of these men had families. The 4th guy has to live with the shame and guilt that this happened on his property. And hopefully all the details of this case come to light and bring some clarity on the situation, and maybe even hopefully a small amount of peace to the families who are awaiting answers. There have been accusations made about Jordan, the guy whose house they were all at, but until all the details come back and the legal process plays out, it's hard to know exactly where the truth of all this falls, and until then we have to reserve judgment.